This comment section has me thinking maybe we really do live in a simulation. My husband and I cannot find proof of an anniversary trip we know we took. Pictures are gone, no reservations in our emails, no dinner receipts, nothing. What? I told my cat to go and get my other cat who's been lost for 3 months. He glared at me, walked into the woods, and an hour later brought my missing cat home. I know phones are always listening to us, then whatever you're talking about ends up showing up on your phone. But tell me why things I haven't said out loud and have only thought of are also starting to show up. I once found an earring I lost inside an unopened bag of pretzels. When I was little, I was almost going to fall into a ditch, but someone caught my hand. It was raining. I didn't see her face clearly, and my mom was calling out to me, so I ran. Last week, I saw a little girl almost falling into a ditch. I ran and caught her hand just in time, and it was raining, and her mom was calling out to her. This feels like a glitch in the Matrix. My dad died 7 years ago. While me and my fam go around our country like a little trip, I saw someone who looked like my dad. Then he approached me and said, "You look like my dead daughter." We were both confused, but we just exchanged smiles and I ran off, terrified by that encounter for real. Once my phone battery jumped from 2% to 100% after I plugged it in for a second. I wish mine would do that. I have phases where I dream very specific interactions or conversations and then they happen like a day after or a week after. I lost my father recently and the expiration date of his ID was the exact day he died. Always when I say a lie about me or make something up, it becomes real and I don't know how. Start telling people you're a millionaire. What are you doing on here? I'll think of someone I haven't seen or remembered in years and 5 minutes later I run into them. When I'm singing a song in my head and someone near me starts singing it out loud. So weird. Had a deja vu moment at work once. Buddy looked at me and said, "Whoa, you felt that too?" My ex put the wrong birth date on his Facebook and it ended up being the day he died. Someone once said, "You look like a cloud." A few hours later, I was sitting by my window crying about God knows what, and as soon as my first tear fell, a quiet raindrop hit my window. As I cried, the rain fell heavier and heavier, but when I stopped, so did the rain. When I checked the time, and a few minutes later, the time shows it is earlier than the first time I checked. I swear the time jumped backwards, but I can never prove it. I jog on my track at 8 a.m. I see the same 5 random people. One day, I had to prep for work, so I couldn't run until hours later. Got to the track, and it was still the same 5 people. Laugh and tell my husband there's a glitch in the Matrix, and now I've never seen those same 5 people there ever again. One time I smelled something so good out of nowhere, it triggered a memory from another life. I saw it so clearly like it just happened. I ran to tell my friends so I wouldn't forget, but the smell disappeared and I forgot everything. I literally started crying. Smell is the most closely related to memory, by the way. I was in class and I was playing with my bracelet. I was pulling it until I saw and felt that it broke. I went down to clean up the mess I made and the beads were nowhere to be seen. The bracelet was still intact and on my hand. But you saw it break? I was walking down a street in Hoboken, New Jersey and saw a man who looked exactly like my dead dad. Like exactly like him at the age he died. We made eye contact and he looked at me just as shocked. Everyone remembers me having surgery and having my tonsils removed as a kid, but I still have my tonsils. I never had the surgery. I was 100% sure my sister was born on a Saturday. I remember vividly saying it and checking the calendar for years because I was also born on a Saturday, and we used to say, "That is so cool." And then suddenly one day I say that again and she goes, "No, I was born on a Wednesday." And I checked the calendar and it was now a Wednesday. I was given a gold and diamond promise ring. A few months later, I found an identical one in my jewelry box. I then had 2 of the same rings, and I could never explain it. I somehow bought a duplicate of the same belt this year and then wore one buckled the wrong way and panicked when I couldn't get it off, so I cut it with scissors just to find them both a few days later completely intact. When I was little, I used to sleep next to my mother. One day I woke up first, I looked at her and she was still asleep. Then I left her and went downstairs and strangely, I found her making breakfast. Once when I was a child, I woke up and didn't recognize anything. It felt like I was in another place, but also kind of felt familiar. I didn't recognize the room I woke up in. I decided to go downstairs and I found people there. Again, I felt like I knew them, but I couldn't remember who they were or their names. That made me realize that I also didn't know who I was. Like I did not know my name, nor remember where I was yesterday. I was starting to freak out until someone said my name. As soon as they called, all the information came to me. I knew my name, the room where I woke up was my bedroom, the people who were downstairs were my family, and who called me was my mom. Although that information was sent to me in that moment, I remember being still confused during that day. I believe that was the moment they connected me to the Matrix because I don't have a memory earlier to that moment. Are we just sim characters? Like, what is going on?